Hey, my name's Andrew, and this is a vlog talking about my mental health battles. And I've recently been diagnosed with ADHD and bipolar disorder. And I just wanted to start off going on YouTube, talk about different things, and just document it, talk about my own thoughts. And I thought it was a good way of like helping my mental health. I finally managed to move away after a long time. Previously, I was looking after my granddad, which was quite a stressful time. Like I had many different things that caused me to have really bad things. Like I came to the point where I almost committed suicide. So now at a point where I can finally think logically, but I want to talk about where it all started, I guess. So when I was growing up, I was like a really quiet, awkward kind of child. Like I was social. Like if people ever came up to me, I was always really joking and having a laugh. But I was never the kind of person who would literally go up to someone and perhaps try to make friends. It's just something that naturally came to me. I was never a disliked person, but I was never a liked person the same way. Like I was somewhere in between. And then when I was young, I was really unfocused. Like I couldn't concentrate whatsoever. I always remember when at school there was like this English class, and I hated going in there because where I was sat in the classroom, it was like right in the corner, and have to go past every single person to sit down. And because I was so awkward and shy, everyone looked at me and like they would talk about me. And I found it really awkward. Like I couldn't get along with anybody. And I just became so unfocused, and I felt like just useless. And so after I finished school, I decided to do like a BTEC course in art. If you know what BTEC is, it's basically like the practical equivalent of GCSE, like we have in the UK. I wasn't really interested in art. The only reason I did this course was because it was the best grade I got in school. I'd rather fine, I would just do it. And I was so depressed after coming out of school, like I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I did this year of art, and I didn't get along with anyone there. I made a few friends, but I was so quiet, I wasn't speaking anymore, and like people thought, oh, something's wrong with Andrew, like why isn't he speaking? And there's always assumption that I was gay, like I was hiding something, or like like a joke, I was a serial killer, and I really didn't get on with anyone there. So the following year, I decided to switch. Instead of doing art, I switched to media. Now I actually got a few good grades from the art course, so I was able to skip a level and go to like the final 2 years. So originally I did an introductory course in BTEC, but I switched to do like, I think it was like a level 2 course. So I was doing that for like the first year, and I got into because I hate being told what to do. I'd rather just people leave me alone, let me get on with things, let me do my work. Like I like my own space. But the teacher there, he kept approaching me. He kept shouting really loud at people, and it really annoyed me. Like, just, I'll listen to you, just stop shouting at me. And that kind of, it kept triggering me. Like, just talk normally to me. Like, why do you have to shout? So I forgot what I did, but I think I probably wasn't listening to him. I was rather just like, at the computer with my headphones in, getting off my work, and he called me out into the corridor, like he had a massive go at me. And then that's when I went up to him and I just shouted at him, like, you can't tell me what to do, like, bossing me, all this stuff, and got really aggressive towards him. And like some of the things I couldn't remember what I said. Like he was, like the day after, he was telling all these things that I said to him, which wasn't true. Well, in my head, I thought it wasn't true, but it come to realise that there was actually a reason why, which I'll explain later. So what I decided to do was I decided to repeat this course. Instead of doing it in Cambridge, where I'm from, I went to Peterborough, which is like the next town over from Cambridge. I redid it out and I thought to myself, the only way I'm going to get through this is if I don't interact with anyone, just keep to myself, don't talk to anyone, and get through this. Because what I want to do at that point is like get to university. I want to do the best for myself. Like, so I cracked on with the course. There was one incident where there was this one of the teachers again, like it was more to do with my own fault. Like you weren't allowed to eat or drink in the classroom, and I had a can of Coke which I got from the vending machine. I was just at the computer doing my own work, and he saw that I had a can of Coke in my hand, and he approached me and he said, "You can't drink in here. You have to take it outside." I said, "No, I'm doing my work." Like so no, you can't drink in here. Like it's not allowed. And I like, am I hurting anyone just for having a can of Coke? Like, come on, just leave me alone. And he like a massive go at me. So I literally got up and I started shouting in his face, just fuck off, leave me alone. You can't tell me what to do. Like, just leave me alone. And I went on this massive rant, which I cannot remember what I said, but I probably said some really unkind things to him. And he got sent out there and like, I calmed down and I apologized, but really it's just something over nothing. The sensible thing was to do is really just throw it away and just forget about like it's just like the complaining over nothing. To me it's just nothing. Just it's just unnecessary. So after I managed to complete this course, I went off to university, and that was a great experience because before I was quite shy around women. I had a lot of, had some relationships before, but like they were just like casual flings. But going to university really helped my confidence around women. Like I was, because when my first year, I was living with all these group of guys. I got along with them, but they're all like in the final year. So the second year that because this is all at university, so I probably should backtrack a bit. So where I decided to study was in Wolverhampton, which is like more of like a working class kind of place, because where I'm from in Cambridge, like it's really highbrow and you get people that's really out of touch with reality, and I wanted to stay away from that. So I decided to go to Wolverhampton. So going back to what I was saying, it allowed me to become more confident in myself. Like I was able to meet different women, and going into the second year, I was having quite a lot of casual sex, and I was living with this couple in like the university halls, and they absolutely hated me because the man in the couple, they would always have an argument, him and his girlfriend, because basically she wasn't giving him any sex, and I was going out, having flings, bringing them back, and they could hear me in the next room, like, doing things. So I was in the kitchen one morning, and he came in and approached me and told me not to stop doing that. I said, what am I doing? And I said, stop having, like, basically told me not to stop having sex, and I literally got in his face and said, you, like, something, I'm like paraphrasing, but he said, it's not my fault that your girlfriend's not having sex with you. You're basically just being a jealous dickhead. And he basically reported what I said to him, but he kind of lied. He said I was like threatening him, which I never did. So when I saw him after he reported me, I did go to threaten him. I was like, why are you saying lies about me? I never did this, just leave me alone. I got really up in his face, and so a lot of that argument I don't remember that well because I got in such a bad state and I got thrown out of this accommodation and I had to go somewhere else. So by the third year I moved in with, it's like a mixed gender of, I think like 2 girls and 2 guys, and I became really social. Like I was interacting with people a bit more. Like I became friends with women, which I never had before, and I remember I started going to nightclubs a lot more. Before I never did this. I just like hooked up with someone online and that was it. But people will start approaching me in clubs, like chatting up girls, and I'll go back with them. And what was quite peculiar. I never really remembered anyone that I slept with. Like people would ask me, "Oh, who was that girl that you slept with last night? Was she nice?" Was I had no memory. Like I was never the person who could really drunk. I just drank to a limit. And then people would mention like I would be in a nightclub and like I would just disappear. Like I remember having an experience where I've been in a nightclub and then I'm at home, but I don't remember the in between. And there was like there was something wrong that I couldn't place. So what happened there? Like I literally had no idea, and like people were accusing me of being antisocial, like ditching my friends and like, oh, you only care about hooking up with girls, you don't care about anyone. But wasn't that true? I just couldn't remember what I did. Like I had no idea. So I started losing it because coming out of uni, I kind of lost some of the friends because of what I did. And after I finished university, I was really stressed out. I just wanted to have some downtime, but I was offered to do an internship in France. This was for 3 months. So I thought that was a good opportunity to go traveling and just treat it as a working holiday. But this was during the Brexit vote. If you don't remember, the Brexit was it was basically the EU, the UK leaving the EU, and because there was no one doing it after me, I was able to extend what was 3 months to a year. So I was in France for a whole year. And I used the opportunity to start building up money because I wanted to do some traveling, see the world, and it was really good. And I was thinking, I wrote everything down, and my next bullet point is quite it's quite funny. So I was thinking to myself after this experience in France that I met so many amazing people there. Like I made so many great friends. And at the time I was watching a lot of documentaries about North Korea. And yes, and when it came to deciding what country I wanted to see in the world the most, it was North Korea. So I researched, I went online and researched there's like a different tour companies that go there. So I went on this trip to North Korea. I went there for like 3 weeks, and it was like a really eye-opening experience. Like I've seen things that most people have never seen, and it really opened up my eye to the world in a different way that I haven't seen before. So it really encouraged me to broaden my horizons and explore different cultures. Like at this time, I've been to 59 countries. So, and I want to keep doing that. That's something that really helped with my mental health, was to keep traveling, keep stimulating your mind, and that really happened. That really did help me. Did a year of traveling, like I went to North Korea, like I said, and I went to places like Egypt, Costa Rica, China. I went across Europe and places like Czech Republic. Did loads of different traveling. I came back to UK and I started working for this local TV company in Cambridge. But I had a really stressful time there, like I had back in school and uni. Like there was people telling me what to do, and I really didn't like it. I remember this one instance where the boss of the company, like the director, because I was working as like a cameraman, like an editor, and doing different bits and bobs. And we were all doing this piece about like homelessness and like the poor people in Cambridge, and he didn't like how the piece that I filmed, he didn't like it how it came out, because I made out better than what it should be. He wanted to make out as these people were downtrodden and really bad. Like you were to like, it's like this really like superior attitude he had in them. I said, I'm not doing that. Like I'm not faking what I see. Like I wanna, because to me it's about their story. It's not my story. We got this big argument, and like and again I couldn't remember what the argument was about. I just remember what caused it. So what ended up happening was he ended up firing me, and I had to go back and live with my mum for a few months. I was working at this charity shop. I was just helping out there, and I was thinking, what am I going to do now? So I did some traveling before, so I did it again. Instead of doing it as leisure, well, it was still leisure, but like I did some volunteering while I was traveling because I discovered this website called Workaway. So I volunteered in hostels in Albania and Kosovo and across the Balkan countries, and I did some volunteering in the Faroe Islands, which is like a group of islands is just above Iceland, and then I did some volunteering in Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan. I did like all the Central Asian countries, so I was doing that for about a year. And then when I came back, I thought, oh God, I need to get a job again. And all the stress, it's just, by this point, I kind of realized I can't keep escaping. I have to go out and find a job and trying to find something. But I couldn't. So what I decided to do was do a master's course in Wales. Now, I really didn't have the mindset to do this. I was just doing it for the sake of it because I couldn't find a job. I kept applying to loads of places, and no one was taking me. Like there was no response, and it was really stressing me. And also at this point, I was trying to look for a date as well. Like I was trying to find a girlfriend, and I was receiving a lot of abuse online from a lot of girls. I got like a lot of sexist comments, like what a man should be, like, oh, you should have loads of money, you should have this and this. By this point I was like 30 years old, and it really got down to me. And my dad, he kept like he kept having a go at me about finding a job. Like he was always like this. He was always having a go at me. Like whenever I was traveling, he would say, "Oh, why haven't you got a job?" And also he was against me doing my university course that I did previously, because he saw it as a waste of time. Like he didn't want me to go off to a different city. He wanted me to stay in Cambridge and go to one of the universities there. Like, well, not Cambridge Uni, but Anglia Ruskin in Cambridge. He wanted me to go there, but I refused because I wanted to get away from Cambridge. It was just like, but like he kept going on and on and on and on about me. Like I kept getting like these text messages from him, and just got so much like, just leave me alone. I always work better when people just don't bother me, just let me get on. But he just didn't give the message. So all these different stresses that I had during this course, I did like a master's in, what was it, business management, because I thought, oh, it'd be a good way. It's like a more generalized course, and I thought I'd be more inclined to do that. But it was more academic. Not academic. You know what I'm trying to say. Basically, I was more better with like practical work. I couldn't do like basic like essays and like lots of writing, and I had to go to like these lectures, and I wasn't listening at all. I was completely out of it. Like I was just there for the sake of it. My heart wasn't in it. So, and like I became really stressed out at this point, and I thought I have to quit. So I quit this master's course. This was at beginning of 2020 in January, and I was, because what I mentioned before, all these messages I kept getting, this abuse and this failing to get jobs, doing these different courses that didn't lead anywhere, and I kept using traveling as a way to escape, but I kept returning to the problems, and it just got so much, and I had to go back to live with my mum. So on New Year's 2020, I went to see a friend in Cambridge, just at New Year's, and he was having a go at me about something. It was none of our fault. We were both for blame. I can't remember the exact thing because my mind was out of it. But what happened was I walked out. I had enough of him. I screamed at him, whatever I said, and I was walking to the centre of Cambridge, and like there was this. Oh good. There was this bridge, and I literally climbed to the other side of it, and I was about to jump off it and kill myself because it got so much. It got so much to me. I can't deal with this anymore. So I was about to do it. Then I saw this police car go past, and it kind of triggered something in my head, thinking, "Oh, there's a police station just nearby. Why not just go there?" So I got off the bridge. I walked to the police station. It was shut. I thought, "Oh God, what am I gonna do?" So I was gonna sit down in this park called Parker's Peace in Cambridge. I went to sit there, and they must have seen me on a CCTV or something. They must have saw me go there, and these two police officers, both male, they come up to me and asked me, "What's the matter? What is it?" So I literally said to these two officers, "If you don't take me to hospital right now, I'm going to kill myself. I'm really stressed out. Like, I don't know what to do." I was just out of it. So they took me in the police car and they took me in the hospital, and I felt so bad because when I was there was like people with genuine accidents. Like there's people like bleeding, like people had the arms open up, and I remember this one guy, he had something like stuck in his head, like I think it was attacked or stabbed or something, and I felt a bit of a fraud. Like, oh, I'm just here because I'm depressed. Like I shouldn't be here, and I felt really bad for that. I felt like I was wasting people's time just being there, and people say, "Oh no, don't worry." So like they kind of checked me out. I saw this like psychiatrist. I was there, and my mother, she came to collect me, and she took me home, and she said, "Andrew, you need to just not do anything. Just have time where you just sit at home, do nothing. That's what you need." And that's when this was like March of 2020. So January was when I tried to commit suicide, and I was there for about a few months, and I was going to see this doctor because they thought I had some possible what do you call it, like I forgot what you call it, like a depression, like anxiety disorder. That's what they put me down as. But because this was March 2020 when they wanted to do it, that's when COVID started, and they didn't want to see me in person because of that. So I was given this disorder without actually seeing anyone in person, and I went through the whole of COVID, which was like 2 whole years, which is like 2020, 2021 into 2022, of not seeing a proper doctor, being all depressed and everything, with a disorder that I'm not sure I have or not, and it was a really depressing time. Like I didn't know what to do. Like the COVID situation just didn't help. And what was still happening during this time, like because I was at home doing nothing, I was on like these dating apps, like Tinder, Bumble, and I was still getting loads of abuse like I was before, and it wasn't doing me any good. Like being stuck inside reading this, and I was still getting this abuse from my dad, and that got too much for me. Like I, this is a really disturbing thing. When when I was looking at the messages after I committed suicide, like on my phone, like the day after, like a few days after I was looking at my phone, I was listening to all the messages that my dad sent me, all the text messages, and it's really disturbing. Like he was really angry at me. He was angry that I was gonna commit suicide. Like I was really upset that he wasn't being sympathetic towards me. Like he wasn't so, he didn't apologize whatsoever. He was just, and I hated it. I hated that he kept, even at my lowest, he kept criticizing me, and it really got to me. And I thought, if you're gonna keep doing this, I can't see you anymore. Like so, I decided to block him at that point. I thought I want nothing to do with you. So after a while, when I felt like I was ready to start looking for work again, my grandfather, unfortunately, he had a stroke. Now my grandfather, he was like my mum's dad. He had a stroke. He lives in like Southend, which is like in Essex, and I was living in Cambridge. So I had the decision to make whether to stay with my mum and look after him or move in on my own. But at this point, I still wasn't that stable. I felt like I needed some more time. So what I decided to do was go with my mum, because my mum couldn't look after him by herself, to look after him. And this was really hard, looking after someone like that, because my granddad had a stroke and he was basically paralysed. He couldn't move at all. And me being mentally unfit, looking after someone like that, I was like feeding him, like because my mum had to, in order for us to live with him, because we had to move in with him because he couldn't move, my mum had to work at home while looking after him, but she couldn't always attend to him because she was busy doing her work. So that's when I came in. I was doing most of looking after him. Like I was feeding him. I went to the supermarket to get him like the food he wanted to buy and stuff. But I was so occupied of looking after him that I wasn't looking after myself. Like my mental health was deteriorating because I was looking after him, but I wanted to give him the best of his last life. Like I knew he was going to die at some point, but I didn't know when. What I thought was going to be about, I thought he was given like a few months to live, but what ended up happening, he lived for like 2 or 3 extra years than what he was supposed to, just laying in bed doing nothing. And it kind of made me appreciate my life a bit more. Like he really loved life, even though he was like this, and I was depressed, even though I had these. So that kind of spurred me on, I suppose, and it kind of made me realise who cared about me, who didn't care about me. Like, so when I was looking at him, there was these 2 aunties, and they were so unbearable. Like they would. I remember one of them. There was this news story online about not online, on the TV, because my granddad, he would only watch the BBC News. That's the only thing he'd watch on TV. He would watch nothing else but BBC News. And this was when Trump got assassinated. Well, it was when his ear got shot, like he almost got killed. And my auntie was laughing about this, and my uncle, who she was married to, they were laughing about this, like how the president of the US almost got killed. And I basically confronted. I was like listening to it. So I almost confronted them, but I thought, oh God, I can't get into an argument in front of my granddad because I know that would just kill him off there, like, and that would stress him out. So I kind of had to block this off my mind, forget about what I said, because regardless of any politics or what people think or anything like that, there's no excuse to laugh at someone dying. And because I almost committed, because I almost committed suicide before, and I was having mental health issues, seeing someone laugh at someone almost being killed, that was really disturbing. And how can you think like that? That's really, and it was just like that tunnel vision. Only their views of the world matter, not yours. And I couldn't think like that. I think that wasn't good for my mental health, and it was really making me angry how I was looking after my granddad and they were doing nothing. I was struggling, and they knew that, and they weren't doing anything. And one of my aunties, she would often go on holiday, and I thought to myself, if I was like her, I would spend all my extra time seeing my granddad, because you would never see him again. Like, you can have all the holiday afterwards, like, and I was having an argument with my mum, so why can't they do it? Why do I have to do this? And I got really angry about it. So my mum said to me, oh, don't worry, but it got so bad for me that I just had to kind of pull myself out of it and just let my mum come in control. So during this time, going back to the dating apps, I started using them again while I was looking after him, and I was talking to this one. I think the mistake I was doing before was I was only looking at the UK. All the women that gave me these issues before, they had really distorted versions of men. Like, they would tell me, oh, a man's got to be like this, this and this, you need money. I can't be with a man who's living with a mum. I don't really care if you live with my mum. Like, all I care about a woman is, like, if she's nice, good looking, and cares about me. That's all I really care about. But I wasn't seeing that. All I saw online was like these superficial women, like, not proper conversations. It's just, I couldn't deal with it. So I discovered this one app where you could speak to different women from abroad, and I was looking at women from South America, and I got talking to this one girl who lived in Peru, and we were hitting it off. And what I really liked about her name was like Maria. She saw the world in a completely different way. She respected men. She understood that I needed my space. She understood that I wasn't perfect. She wasn't expecting anything from me. All she wanted was just to hang out and do things together. And she said if I ever came to Peru, we could hang out. And because I was so stressed out, I looked at my granddad. I thought, do I really want to go traveling again? And my mum said, if you really want to, you got the money back from the university course, the masters that I quit, because I got the money back from that. I could go out and meet her if I really wanted to. So that's what I did. I went out to Peru and I met her, and it's one of the best. It's one of the things I really value the most. One of the most, it was too much. The relationship was too much because of the long distance. Like we couldn't see each other in person, but the respect we had for each other, it really helped my confidence. Like I really respected her. Like and now she's become like one of my best friends. Like and oh god, she really made me think I was worth it. That I deserved to be cared for. That I was loved. Yeah. Other than my mum, she was the first person that showed me love. Sorry. And it was just, you kind of just, when I got back, it just made me realise that I just need to get rid of all the bad people and just focus on the good people. There's a lot of good people out there, and if I'm ever going to recover, look after myself properly, I had to forget all these bad things that people say to me and say I am worth it. Like, I don't have to care about what you think I should be as a man. I don't care, I'm my own person. I don't have to be this fixed version that you've created, no. So, my granddad, he eventually passed away sadly, and things did get a bit better, but a bit worse as well. Like, I was stressing out. I was like, oh god, now this is the time I really have to knuckle down again. Like, I tried, so do I really have to go through this stuff again? But it's something still didn't feel right. Like something in my mind that wasn't working out. Why am I'm finally fixing my life up, but I still feel bad. I still feel shit about myself. There's something wrong. So. And they told me that, like, during COVID, they told me it was like this depression disorder. I didn't believe that. I didn't believe that at all. It was something else. So I decided to get diagnosed again, and because before I would get in a lot of bad moods, like, you know, I had to get rid of the people that did bad things. So the friend that on New Year's that I walked out of, that whole incident, he didn't change from that. Like, he was still quite stuck in his ways. He never saw things from my point of view, and he was quite similar to my aunties as well. Like, they were laughing at people that would think differently from them, and this is when Charlie Kirk, you know, that he was this, you know who he is. He's like this political figure. He got assassinated, and that friend was making fun of it, and I thought, you haven't changed at all. You still think this horrible way, like laughing at people that are dying. So I got rid of him. And like I said about my dad before, I gave him a second chance, or like a third chance by now. I thought, nope, I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting off every single family member apart from my mum, because she was the only person that helped me. Like, I wouldn't be alive today if she didn't come and look after me. And like, things started getting worse again. Like, I I tried to commit suicide a second time, but my my mum, she phoned the police because she was very worried about me. But instead of being taken to hospital, I was taken to a police station. I was put in like a police cell, and if you about to commit suicide and you've got bad mental health problems, the worst place is to be stuck in a tiny room with nothing. Like, I felt like I was a criminal. And apparently the reason why I was in there is because I pushed my mum off me. I pushed my mum off me because I wanted to commit suicide, and I was treated like a criminal because of that. And when I walked out of that police station, they said to me, "Don't ever do that again." What? Feel depressed? Feel lonely? Feel like no one's cares about me? Why didn't you just show me some humanity? Why didn't you ask why I was okay? No. All you cared about was the crime that I committed. And you see these people that are faking these diagnoses, pretending. No. They're just making excuses. I generally had something wrong with me, and I was treated like a criminal. And it made me really angry. And it wasn't helping me whatsoever. So when I came out, I decided I'm doing it. I'm getting diagnosed properly. And what I discovered I had was bipolar. And I agreed with them. I disagreed that I had the anxiety disorder, but I agreed with them that I had bipolar because that was more about your mood and like a sense of something wrong about my mood that was changing. I felt at times my memory wasn't always there. Like there's bits and pieces that I couldn't remember. Like when people talk about arguments, I couldn't always remember it. Like I was talking about in my childhood, all these different experiences I was talking about. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember what people were angry to me about. But I kind of realised it wasn't my fault. It was something in my mind making me like that. And it kind of made me realise it just made me sick about the way people treated me. And I was fed up with it. I said, fuck you to all the people that made me feel like that. Fuck you to the teachers that made me feel like that. Fuck you to my dad. Fuck you to the friend that made me want to commit suicide. Fuck you to the policeman that said there was nothing wrong with me. Fuck you. There was something wrong with me. You just didn't give a fuck. That's the reason. And now I'm starting to look after myself. I moved away. I'm living by myself. I started going to like mental health classes, like meeting up with different men, understanding their experiences. I kind of learned that I need to treat men like me the same way, because you never know what people are going through. And I find the nicest people in this world are usually struggling the most. And it's just these idiots that want to dictate people, tell people what to do, be like them. No. Be yourself. Be proud of what you are. Fuck them. I'm sorry, this makes me angry. Went on a bit of a tangent, so I had to break that. So what I start to do now is just take care of myself. no, don't give a fuck what people think. You know, I'd rather be by myself than be with the wrong people. And I now live in Grey Yarmouth, which is by the coast of east of England. I find being around nature, just going for a walk, that's really helped me. I'm a big gamer. I play a lot of video games. That's really helped me with my mental health. Just especially like RPGs or like games with long storylines. That helps me escape. And I know a lot of people make fun of people that play video games, but it helps a lot of people. And I see people that mock people's hobbies like fishing or you know some sports or whatever it is. Like people mocking that. Why are you mocking something? If something helps your mental health, it should be mocked. If it helps you, then go for it. Like I think it's only when that's the only thing you're doing, that's when it becomes bad. But if you just need a moment by yourself, yeah, it really helps. It really helped me just to be in a game for a few hours, go for a walk for a few hours. It really helped me. Like I think now I'm by myself, it can get a bit lonely, but I deal with it bit by bit. I don't think I'm in the right mindset to be working. I do want to work, but now I discover I've got bipolar, and the reason why I was fired a lot of the time, why I couldn't work a lot of the time in the past, was because of that. And I'm a bit reluctant, because of the word reluctant, to work because I'm worried how people might can't speak now, perceive me. Sorry. I'm worried that they might think I'm some kind of dangerous nutcase that's going to hurt them. Like, that's not who I am. I would never hurt someone intentionally. No, it's not me. The only reason if I would do that is like defend myself or use something really horrible to me, and I've gone off maybe, but I wouldn't do that for no reason. No, not like that. And I know I'm a decent person, and I try to listen to people. I try to see things in their point of view,